Chapter 101 Elder Chu, rest assured, there will be no accidental discharge of the gun. Fuck. You can think of such a thing? You guys are really getting better at playing as you get older. You must take me with you when the time comes. After the voice transmission, Chu Hongshan's face also revealed an extremely excited look. It was because he was narrow-minded. Why didn't he think of hiding in the hut made of golden silkworm star stone to resist the thunder tribulation? No objection? No objection. Hearing Chu Hongshan's words, Yi Feng also revealed a touch of surprise. He was very curious about how the 5 great ancestors persuaded Chu Hongshan to accept this matter so quickly. It was approaching evening. This time, they didn't pass through the town, but when Chu Hongshan saw Yi Feng build a spiritual stone bed with a pile of top-grade spiritual stones, it was as if he had opened up his Ren and Du meridians in an instant. He also took out piles of top-grade spiritual stones in a very realistic way, and finally built a spiritual stone bed. Damn it, I have lived in vain for so many years. This stinky boy really knows how to enjoy himself. Lying on the spiritual stone bed that was constantly emitting spiritual energy, Chu Hongshan recalled that for decades, every time he slept outdoors, he either found a cold and damp broken cave or slept outdoors directly. Why didn't he think of using spiritual stones to build a spiritual stone bed to enjoy himself? After all, this would not cause any loss to the spiritual energy in the spiritual stones. The next morning. Stare. Chu Hongshan, who was sleeping soundly, was suddenly awakened. Looking at the heavenly thunder tribulation clouds, gradually condensing in the sky, his pupils gradually expanded, and his eyes were filled with endless horror. This breath. This sense of oppression. Isn't this the breath of the 5th heavenly thunder tribulation that I endured 5 years ago? But how could it appear here? Is there a cultivator preparing to welcome the heavenly thunder tribulation here? Thinking of this, Chu Hongshan sat up in shock, only to find that Yi Feng was looking at the heavenly thunder tribulation clouds gradually condensing in the sky with excitement. What is that? Talisman? When Chu Hongshan saw Yi Feng throw out a talisman flashing with white lightning in his hand, thunder rumbled again in the sky, and another heavenly thunder tribulation cloud began to gradually condense. Damn. This is the heavenly thunder tribulation, and this thing can be made into a talisman? Crazy. Chu Hongshan saw this scene and felt that his cognition was refreshed again. He dared to guarantee that no talisman master on Xintian continent could make a talisman from the heavenly Tao thunder tribulation, because that was the power of heaven and was not something that cultivators could control at all. The 3rd heavenly Tao thunder tribulation talisman. The 4th heavenly Tao thunder tribulation talisman. After Yi Feng threw out 100 heavenly Tao thunder tribulation talismans, looking at the 100 layers of heavenly Tao thunder tribulation clouds that covered the sky, Chu Hongshan lay back on the spiritual stone bed with a dull expression, and kept muttering, "Dream, this is definitely another dream, and this is definitely the most F***king scary dream I have ever had in my life. Don't sleep, Elder Chu. Today we will go sideways." However, when Yi Feng's excited voice sounded, Chu Hongshan was really about to cry. 100 layers of heavenly Tao thunder tribulation clouds, and it was the 5th heavenly Tao thunder tribulation clouds, let alone him, even the strong who had survived the 6th heavenly Tao thunder tribulation could not withstand it. This is really going sideways. Yi Feng, these 100 layers of heavenly Tao thunder tribulation clouds above will not go off and hit us, right? After Chu Hongshan, who continued to serve as a human booster and pushed the flying spirit tool for a while, he asked with a slightly uneasy mind. Don't worry, Elder Chu. These 100-layer heavenly Tao thunder tribulation clouds will be under my control for the next 10 hours. They will strike wherever I point them. There will be no accidental discharge of firearms. Yi Feng had not expected that the product of today's waste would be the 5-layer heavenly Tao thunder tribulation cloud talisman. Although there were only 100 of them, they were definitely walking nuclear warheads. Puff. In the Tianji pavilion, the elder spit out a mouthful of blood, and said to himself in horror, "Who is the man who wants to destroy the Black Demon sect?" He dragged 100 layers of heavenly thunder and disaster clouds all the way. That is the power of heaven. How did he control it? Boom. 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 Towards dusk, when passing by a barren mountain range, with the continuous sound of thunder, the mountain range was split into an extremely huge valley by Yifeng using 100 layers of heavenly thunder and disaster clouds. On the third day, all the 1,006th grade defense flags were activated, and the 3rd grade iron plate flying spiritual weapon was strictly guarded. On the 4th day, 100 pieces of top spiritual ore for making defensive spiritual weapons were buried by Yifeng in a pit of 100 meters, waiting for the spiritual ore to blossom and bear fruit. In the end, it was Chu Hongshan who begged hard, and only then did he successfully retain a piece. On the 5th day, 1,000 marrow cleansing pills were taken, and Chu Hongshan was on the verge of collapse. If nothing goes wrong, we will be able to reach the Black Demon cult at noon today. I just don't know what this crazy spendthrift Yifeng is going to spend money on next. Chu Hongshan, who had not slept all night, also looked at Yifeng, who was still sleeping soundly on the spiritual stone bed. The other party's spending money these days was really driving him crazy. Black Demon cult. Saint, we have been eating and drinking well in the black magic sect for 3 days. When are we going to get the secret treasure? Today is the 6th day. If we don't get the secret treasure back and leave, we may all die here. It doesn't matter if I die, but you must not die here. At this time, Zhou Tong found Yi Lingxue again. He really couldn't understand Yi Lingxue's operation. He had been in the black magic sect for 3 days, and he really didn't mention the secret treasure at all. He just ate, drank, and had fun all day long. I used the Tianhen secret technique to activate the Sky Peak mirror and got 2 pieces of information, but I only told the elder one. The other hint is that if we ask for the secret treasure before the black magic sect encounters the crisis of extinction, then we will be in real danger. Only when the crisis of the black magic sect really comes, that will be the best time for us to get the secret treasure back. To be honest, Yi Lingxue was also surprised by the hint given by the Sky Peak mirror, but no matter how wrong it was, following the hint given by the Sky Peak mirror was their only chance this time. The other side. Ha ha ha. Great, great. Looking at Chu Hongshan, throwing out handfuls of low-grade spirit stones, and his excited expression, Yifeng felt that he was crazy. 100 million low-grade spirit stones are only equivalent to 100 top-grade spirit stones. Compared to what Yifeng spent a few days ago, these 100 million low-grade spirit stones are nothing. It is no exaggeration to say that when Yifeng said he would spend all the 100 million low-grade spirit stones today, Chu Hongshan actually felt that Yifeng was not a spendthrift today, but had already understood what thriftiness is. It can be said that in these few days, Chu Hongshan's understanding of spending has reached an extremely high level. Even if he throws away 100 million low-grade spirit stones, it is not considered a spendthrift in Chu Hongshan's eyes. It was approaching noon. Yifeng, the deepest part of this mountain range is the Black Demon sect. Chu Hongshan stopped and pointed to the mountain range in front and said to Yifeng. Chapter 102 The Golden Armor Guard Army descended on the Black Demon sect. Very good. It's time to put on my golden armor. A mysterious golden mask. A handsome golden battle suit. An extremely cool golden cloak. Golden boots shining with golden light. After putting on all the golden armor, Yifeng was like a different person. He was dazzling in the sunlight and was definitely the most handsome guy in the field. Toilet. My toilet is gone. Seeing Yifeng wearing the golden armor that was made overnight with 200 pieces of golden silkworm star stones, Chu Hongshan's heart was bleeding. It's ridiculous that he had imagined that now that there is a toilet, how far will the thatched house be? Who would have thought that the toilet is gone now? Elder Chu, I will open your eyes today. The next scene will overturn your cognition and make you realize that even the heavenly Tao is nothing more than this. After saying that, Yi Feng jumped out directly from the flying spiritual weapon and shouted, "Where are the golden armored guards?" Boom! 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 Space turbulence. A space crack that seemed to tear the sky apart appeared, and rows of golden armored guards holding golden swords and wearing golden armor walked out of the space crack in an orderly manner. Thunderclouds rolled, lightning and thunder. One after another, thunder tribulations containing the breath of heavenly Tao continued to condense and form in it. But Chu Hongshan, who was standing next to Yi Feng, was horrified to find that none of the tens of thousands of terrifying golden armored guards behind him cared about the heavenly Tao tribulation clouds that were constantly increasing in the air. Play is play, joke is joke, Yi Feng, you are freaking scared to death. The golden armored guards didn't care. Yi Feng didn't care. But Chu Hongshan cared. Being in the range covered by the heavenly Tao tribulation clouds, feeling the suffocating heavenly Tao pressure, he was really scared to death. Under the pressure of the heavenly Tao, he felt like an ant at the moment, and could be wiped out at any time. At this time, in the deepest part of the mountain, countless powerful people of the Black Demon cult had already gathered and looked at the sky in the distance. Heavenly Tao Thunder Tribulation Cloud. Heavenly Tao Thunder Tribulation Cloud that is enough to wipe out everything. What is that dazzling golden light? How could it lead to such a terrifying heavenly thunder tribulation cloud? Shi Feng, who was standing in the front, was really going crazy at this time. He didn't want to know which madman led to the heavenly thunder tribulation, but he just wanted to curse, "You are provoking the heaven, then stay away from my black magic sect." Although there is still some distance, Shi Feng dare not guarantee whether it will affect the black magic sect. Once it is affected, even the old leader himself may not be able to resist it. This will be a catastrophe for the black magic sect. At this moment, a very fast figure flew very fast from the depths of the black magic sect. When everyone saw that the person who came was the old leader who had been in seclusion, they all breathed a sigh of relief. It can be said that the old leader is their Dinghe Shenzhen. But only Shi Feng's mood at this time was like falling into the abyss, because he found that even the old leader saw the thundering heavenly thunder cloud in the distance, his eyes were filled with endless fear, and even his body was trembling slightly. Snap! At this moment, Zhou Chongshan slapped Shi Feng to the ground with a slap, stared at Shi Feng with a furious look and roared, "Who did you provoke?" Stunned. Shi Feng, who was lying on the ground, was stunned when he heard this scolding. He didn't understand what the old leader meant. Although we are far away, our entire black magic sect has been locked by countless terrifying auras. Don't even think about running away. Today, no one in the black magic sect will leave alive. Ha ha ha, at this point, Zhou Chongshan suddenly laughed like crazy and continued, "Even one breath of it is enough to sweep our black demon sect. You are still terrified by the heavenly tribulation cloud, but the heavenly tribulation cloud has already condensed and finished. Do you know why there is no heavenly tribulation? I tell you, that's because the countless strong men in the golden light have already suppressed the heavenly tribulation cloud with their own terrifying power. Wait to die. Let's wait to die together, ha ha ha." Hearing Zhou Chongshan's words, looking at Zhou Chongshan, who was like crazy, countless black demon sect strongmen around were all dumbfounded, and after reacting, they were endlessly terrified. "My lord, we can go to the black demon sect. Don't worry about the heavenly tribulation cloud in the sky. If it dares to drop a thunder tribulation, we will just chop it down." Hearing this, Yi Feng noticed that the person who spoke was the golden armored strong man who had appeared several times. Yi Feng nodded with satisfaction and looked at the other party and said, "You are very good, strive to become a formal prodigal guard as soon as possible." Envy. Hearing Yi Feng's words, the 9,999 golden armored guards around him were so envious that their eyes were almost purple. After all, this was recognition from Yi Feng. My lord, I will never let you down. The golden armored man knelt on one knee excitedly, his eyes full of determination. Elder Chu, why are you in a daze? Lead the way. Today, let's be arrogant once. Elder Chu, you must seize this opportunity. Yi Feng looked at Chu Hongshan, who had already been stunned, and laughed. Really? Although Shi Feng owes me 3 favors, they forced me to do it 3 times. I want to kill a few people in the Black Demon sect. Chu Hongshan finally recovered a little at this time, looking at Yi Feng with expectation. Whoever you point at, they will kill. Today, Elder Chu, you can enjoy the most glorious moment of your life. Hearing Chu Hongshan's words, Yi Feng also made a promise, directly. Here they come. They are here, let me see who can suppress the heavenly Tao. It is not unjust for me, Zhou Chongshan, to die in the hands of these people. Looking at the golden light and the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud in the sky that covered the sky and moved towards the Black Demon sect, Zhou Chongshan also had a spear emitting strange black air in his hand. Even if he is invincible, even if he knows that he will die, he still wants to fight to his heart's content. Even if he dies, he will die like a strong man. Shi Feng, I'm here. With Chu Hongshan's shout, all the powerful men of the Black Demon cult looked over. The neatly lined up golden armored army. The golden armored commander wearing handsome golden armor and a mysterious golden mask. Finally, everyone's eyes fell on Chu Hongshan, who seemed out of place. Him. And him. And that bald guy over there. Chu Hongshan stopped talking nonsense and pointed at the Black Demon cult elders who had bullied him in the past. Golden blade lights burst out from behind Yi Feng and Chu Hongshan. Anyone who was touched by Chu Hongshan was cut in half by the golden blade lights in the blink of an eye. Those people didn't even have a chance to resist. Awesome. It's really fucking awesome. Seeing that those who had bullied him in the past were cut in half with just a casual gesture, Chu Hongshan felt that this was definitely the most glorious moment in his life. After all, the strength of those people was above his. Seeing Chu Hongshan retreat to the side, Yi Feng stepped forward and threw his cool golden cloak. His eyes swept over the countless Black Demon cult people who were full of fear below, and directly hooked his finger at the golden armored guards behind him and said coldly, Kill. Chapter 103, Heavenly Thunder Tribulation, Covering Bombing. My lord, how to kill? After hearing Yi Feng's order, the golden armored strong man on the side suddenly raised his hand to let the golden armored guards not act for the time being, and then looked directly at Yi Feng and asked. Kill him however you want, why are you asking me? Yi Feng looked at the golden armored man with doubt and asked directly. My lord, our existence has already affected the balance of this world, and the heavenly tribulation cloud above also wants to wipe us out, but we are only a little bit stronger. I think since this heavenly tribulation cloud has already condensed into shape, it would be a bit of a waste if we don't use it. It's better to use the heavenly tribulation in this heavenly tribulation cloud to destroy the Black Demon sect. The strong man in golden armor looked at Yi Feng and directly expressed his thoughts. After listening, Yi Feng was completely dumbfounded. The power condensed by the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud is used to wipe out all abnormal existences that should not appear in this world. It is no exaggeration to say that this may be the strongest power that the heavenly Tao of Shantian continent can condense. As a result, you actually want to use this power to destroy the small Black Demon sect? This is not even a little respect for the heavenly Tao. Ha ha ha. Thinking of this, Yi Feng laughed and said, Okay, your suggestion is good. You usually look decent, but it turns out that you are a sultry type. You can even think of such a sultry operation. You are worthy of being the one I like. Go, it's not unfair for these black demon sect villains to die under the top power of the heavenly Tao. Yifeng waved his hand and directly asked the strong man in golden armor to take the rest of the golden armor guards to start the action. Ding. Remind the host that your second disciple, Yi Lingxue, is currently visiting the black demon cult. The host had better make arrangements in advance to avoid accidental injury. Hearing the sudden reminder from the system, Yifeng hurriedly called the golden-armored strong man and asked him to find Yi Lingxue immediately and protect him. Boom. 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 After all the golden-armored guards landed in various places of the black magic sect, they directly withdrew the power to suppress the heavenly Tao tribulation cloud, and the heavenly Tao thunder tribulation containing the power of heaven began to bombard the entire black magic sect. This scene is unforgettable for a lifetime. In the air, watching the entire black magic sect being bombarded by the heavenly Tao thunder tribulation that was enough to easily wipe him out, Chu Hongshan was also frightened and his scalp was numb. For the past 6 days, he has been guessing how Yifeng would destroy the black magic sect. Now thinking back to his previous guesses, he felt like a big fool. Compared with the scene in front of him, all the guesses were not the brothers among brothers, they were all tadpoles. I have completely gained experience after going out with this stinky boy. I have lived in vain at such an old age. Looking at Yifeng wearing a golden armor battle suit, Chu Hongshan also shook his head and smiled bitterly. Yifeng was watching with great interest at this time. Every heavenly thunder tribulation accurately struck the golden armor guards, but was diverted to other places by the golden armor guards with a knife. Because tens of thousands of golden armor guards were spread all over the heavenly demon sect, they directly diverted the disaster to the east, which created the shocking scene of the black demon sect being bombarded by tens of thousands of heavenly thunder tribulations. That breath of terrifying suffocation. That breath of heavenly thunder tribulation that contains the power of heaven. They disappeared. They all disappeared suddenly just now. We don't know what happened outside. Are we going to stay here forever? Zhou Tong was like an ant on a hot pot at this time. He was almost going crazy looking at Yi Lingxue, who looked calm. He was not afraid of death, but he wanted to die worthily. Even if he died, he had to help Yi Lingxue fight his way out. He absolutely could not watch Yi Lingxue die here. But now Yi Lingxue didn't care about anything and just sat there drinking tea. This almost drove him crazy. No, I have to go out and take a look. Squeak. When Zhou Tong opened the door and saw the heavenly tribulation clouds over the entire black magic sect, and saw the heavenly tribulation thunder tribulation bombarding the entire black magic sect in a covering manner, he was so scared that he closed the door again as quickly as possible. Gulp. Thinking back to the horrible scene he just saw, Zhou Tong couldn't help swallowing his saliva, and his eyes showed endless fear. He didn't understand why the entire black demon cult was being bombarded by the heavenly thunder tribulation, but only the room they were in was not affected at all. But he finally understood Yi Lingxue's approach. As long as they stayed here honestly, they would be absolutely safe. Elder Zhou, are you not going out? Yi Lingxue looked at Zhou Tong with a smile and asked. I'm not going out. It's actually quite good to stay here. Zhou Tong explained with embarrassment. However, seeing Zhou Tong's unconcealed fear, Yi Lingxue was actually very curious about the situation outside. But according to the sky-peeping mirror, as long as the two of them stayed in the same room honestly, there would be absolutely no danger, and someone would even personally deliver the secret treasure of the Tianji Pavilion to them. It can be said that they came here to eat and drink for free and then wait for the secret treasure to be delivered to the door, and finally return directly to the Tianji Pavilion. But the prerequisite is that she must be present. Why must I be there? Yi Lingxue also lowered her head and pondered at this time. Outside. Die. I thought that the Black Demon sect had stood in the Xintian continent for thousands of years, but I didn't expect it to be destroyed in my hands. Thinking of this, Zhou Chongshan immediately looked for Shi Qinfeng's figure. He now wanted to cut him into pieces. If he hadn't given the leader of the Black Demon sect to this disciple who had always been proud of him, how could the Black Demon sect face such a catastrophe? But after searching for a long time, he could no longer see Shi Qinfeng's body that was cut in half by the golden blade light. He might have been blasted into ashes by the heavenly thunder tribulation. It's almost done. You two go and kill this old guy. Yi Feng felt that the Black Demon cult was almost dead, and pointed at Zhou Chongshan below and spoke to the two golden armored guards guarding him. Ding! Remind the host that Yi Lingshui came to the Black Demon cult this time to take back a secret treasure of the Tianji Pavilion, and that secret treasure is currently on Zhou Chongshan's body. Hearing the reminder from the system again, Yi Feng looked at Zhou Chongshan below with a hint of anger in his eyes. You old bastard, you dare to steal my disciple's things. You two go over and give him a good beating, don't let him die too quickly. Zhou Chongshan felt a little strange when he found that Yi Feng's eyes looking at him became a little strange. But now he heard this, he was numb. Who is your disciple? When did I steal your disciple's things? Others were directly killed by the heavenly thunder tribulation, but you are here to frame me with a crime and torture me? I have provoked you, I have been standing here and dare not even fart, and you still want to torture me like this? Pung! The more he thought about it, the angrier he became. Zhou Chongshan threw away the spear in his hand and knelt down directly towards Yi Feng. He was going to die in battle like a strong man. People were fucking using the heavenly thunder tribulation as a toy. It would be better to kneel directly. The other party might be able to give him a quick death. Chapter 104. What do you want me to hand over? Just tell me. Beat him. Beat him hard. Yi Feng will not tolerate anyone who dares to steal his apprentice's things. So what if he kneels down? He will suffer physical pain even if he kneels down. As the golden armored guards returned from various places, they saw that Zhou Chongshan was only beaten and kicked. This instantly brought endless attraction to the golden armored guards who had not had enough fun just now, and they all joined the battle. Looking at Zhou Chongshan being beaten by thousands of people, Chu Hongshan felt that he was very lucky. After all, there were many golden armored guards outside who wanted to squeeze in but couldn't, so he was just kicked by the innermost group of golden armored guards. If that one-armed madman came out, would you still be there covering your head and being beaten? You would have been cut into a human stick skeleton by a knife. Thinking of this, Chu Hongshan also shuddered violently, which showed that the one-armed madman had completely become a psychological shadow that Chu Hongshan could not erase in his life. Half an hour later. You still don't want to hand it over, right? You are so tough, keep beating me. Hearing Yi Feng's words, the golden armored guards excitedly beat Zhou Chongshan again. The golden armor guards were extremely measured in their attacks, because they knew that if Zhou Chongshan died, their walk would be over, and they hoped that Zhou Chongshan could hold on for a little longer. Half an hour later. Old man, it seems that your kneeling down to beg for mercy just now was fake. Okay, you are so stubborn, so I will continue to loosen your bones, and I will see when you are willing to hand over the things. As Yi Feng's voice fell, the golden armor guards fought even harder. Half an hour later. You are worthy of being the previous leader of the Black Demon cult. I underestimated you. But if you don't take the initiative to hand over the things today, I will fight you to the death today. I want to see whether your bones are hard or the fists of my golden armored guards are hard. Hearing this, Zhou Chongshan really couldn't stand it. He looked at Yi Feng with a collapsed expression and shouted, You keep asking me to hand over the things, but what do you want me to hand over? I don't even know who your disciple is. Just give me a quick answer, and I will give you the things immediately. You should also give me a quick answer. Don't bully me like this. I don't know what it is either. But my disciple is called Yi Lingxue, the saint of Tianji Pavilion. Looking at Zhou Chongshan, who was completely collapsed, Yi Feng felt that the game was almost over, so he said Yi Lingxue's name. Puff. When Zhou Chongshan heard the 3 words Yi Lingxue, he recalled everything he had just experienced, and a mouthful of blood spurted out in an instant. Your disciple came to my black magic sect 3 days ago, and didn't say what he was doing. He just enjoyed good food and drink every day in my black magic sect. Now it seems that the purpose is to get the secret treasure I borrowed from the Tianji Pavilion a year ago, but I borrowed that secret treasure at a great cost, and it was for a period of 3 years. Now there are still 2 years left. You call this robbery? Then you accuse me of robbing your disciples' things, and let thousands of people beat me up. Are you 2 masters and disciples still human? Bang! Thinking of this, Zhou Chongshan directly took out the secret treasure of the Tianji Pavilion from the space ring and put it on the ground. At this moment, he breathed a sigh of relief. Yi Feng, it seems that we really blamed him wrongly. I know this secret treasure. He borrowed it from Tianji Pavilion at a high price a year ago. At this time, Chu Hongshan looked at the secret treasure on the ground that looked like an incense burner, and also said a little information he knew. Cried. Zhou Chongshan was so moved that he almost cried when he heard Chu Hongshan's words. Elder Chu, are you stupid? I don't know whether it's a misunderstanding or not, but when I questioned him the first 2 times, I didn't give him a chance to speak at all. I was just playing him, can't you see it? My army of golden armor guards finally got a chance to get some fresh air. After killing Zhou Chongshan, they should go back. I just took this opportunity to let my golden armor guards have more fun. Yi Feng looked at Chu Hongshan with a look of looking at a fool and said, My lord, we swear to guard you to death. Hearing this, the 10,000 golden armor guards all knelt on one knee in front of Yi Feng, and the golden swords in their hands were placed diagonally in front of them, with endless determination in their eyes. Ha ha ha. Zhou Chongshan, who saw this scene, laughed out loud. He was a 9th level peak warrior who had withstood 8 heavenly thunder tribulations and was feared by everyone within a radius of 100,000 miles. Now he had become a tool for others to win people's hearts. This was simply killing people and destroying their hearts. It was extremely cruel. Die. I've had enough. As he spoke, Zhou Chongshan's body erupted with an extremely chaotic spiritual power fluctuation, and his face also revealed a look of relief. Not good, he's preparing to. Before Chu Hongshan finished speaking, the golden-armored sturdy man beside him slapped Zhou Chongshan to the ground with a slap, and said indifferently, If my lord wants you to die, then die. If my lord doesn't want you to die, then you'd better be honest. Stunned. Zhou Chongshan, who was slapped to the ground, was completely stunned. He was just about to self-destruct, and was about to succeed. In that situation, it was impossible for anyone to stop him. As a result, he was slapped back by someone's violent spiritual power. Good guy. Others hide far away when they see someone self-destruct, but you just slap him. Looking at the golden-armored sturdy man who slapped Zhou Chongshan, Chu Hongshan was also shocked, and couldn't help but sigh that the other party was indeed a terrifying existence who could play with the heavenly thunder tribulation as a toy. Changed. Chu Hongshan felt that this world was no longer the world he knew. The continuous cognitive shock had made him completely confused about this world. Do you have a name? Yi Feng looked at the golden-armored man who had slapped Zhou Chongshan and asked directly. He had met this golden-armored man several times before, and he felt that he should know his name, considering the trick he had proposed. My lord, I have no name. Moreover, only those who become official prodigal guards are eligible to get the name you give them. The strong man in golden armor quickly answered Yi Feng's question. Rules are dead, but people are alive. You are very good, from now on you will be called Yi, nicknamed San An. By the way, you are the first guard I gave a name to, even the 10 official guards don't have a name yet, you must not let me down. Pung. Hearing this, the strong man in golden armor knelt on one knee again and said excitedly, "My lord, Yi will never let you down." The surrounding golden armor guards were envious at this time. They had not become official prodigal guards, but they were given a name by my lord. This is the highest honor that everyone dreams of. Fuck, should I say it, this guy's means of winning people's hearts are really amazing. Zhou Chongshan, who was standing aside, saw Yifeng's series of operations and was deeply impressed. Okay, kill him. It's time for you to go back. After saying that, Yifeng called Yi over and whispered something in his ear. I was about to self-destruct, but you didn't let me. I just praised you in my heart, and you wanted to kill me? No matter what, I am also a big devil with the blood of hundreds of thousands of lives on my hands. Can you respect me? Chapter 105 Yi Xiao, do I know too much? Looking at Zhou Chongshan, who had fallen to the ground without a breath, Chu Hongshan's mood at the moment was mixed. In the past, the other party was a big devil that he needed to fear, but now he died in front of his eyes, and was even killed by a slap. This shock really had a huge impact on Chu Hongshan. Let's go, it's time to send this secret treasure to my disciples. After watching the thousands of golden armored guards marching into the space crack in neat steps, Yifeng picked up the secret treasure that looked like an incense burner on the ground and said to Chu Hongshan beside him. At this time, in the only surviving house of the entire Black Demon cult, Yi Lingxue looked at Zhou Tong, who had fallen unconscious, and her heart was also a little panicked. Just now, a burly man in golden armor walked into the room, knocked Zhou Tong unconscious with a slap without saying a word, and then turned around and left. This series of smooth operations completely stunned Yi Lingxue. Squeak. Just when Yi Lingxue was a little uneasy, the sound of the door opening sounded again, and a mysterious man in golden armor walked in directly from outside with an old man. Lingxue, do you miss your master? Taking off the mask, Yifeng looked at the somewhat uneasy Yi Lingxue opposite and couldn't help laughing. Master. After seeing that the mysterious man who took off the mask was actually Yifeng, Yi Lingxue excitedly rushed towards Yifeng. Looking at Yi Lingxue, who threw herself into Yifeng's arms, and then looking at Zhou Tong, who was lying on the ground unconscious, Chu Hongshan was completely dumbfounded, because he knew Zhou Tong, although the relationship was not so good, but he still knew him. The saint of Tianji Pavilion was actually Yifeng's disciple. He thought Yifeng was joking before. And Yifeng was also Luo Qianxue's direct disciple. Thinking of the 10,000 terrifying golden armored guards around Yifeng, Chu Hongshan was panicking at this time, and he realized that he seemed to know too many things. Okay, this secret treasure is the purpose of your coming to the Black Demon sect this time. Take it back. After enjoying the soft friction of Yi Lingxue lying in his arms for a while, Yifeng took out the secret treasure similar to the incense burner and handed it to Yi Lingxue. This is. Looking at the secret treasure in his hand, Yi Lingxue understood everything at this moment. It turns out that the person who came to destroy the Black Demon cult this time was actually his master. Master, you came to destroy the Black Demon cult this time, I'm afraid you also have some purpose. Hearing Yi Lingxue's words, Yifeng was also confused. What purpose could he have? He didn't know how the young master of Jingyue Villa died, but he definitely had a murderous intention towards him. Then he killed the people who came to Jingyue Villa to find trouble. Sure, Chenfeng wanted to find trouble again, so he came here to solve the trouble. As for the system tasks and the 10,000 golden armor guards coming out to take a breath, they were all incidental. This Black Demon cult really doesn't know how to live or die. It even wants to ruin the chess game that Master has set up in the entire Xintian continent. It should be destroyed. Master, don't worry. With the cause and effect Dao pattern you gave me, I can use the 3 top secret treasures of Tianji Pavilion at will. Disciple will definitely control Tianji Pavilion in the shortest time and obey Master's dispatch at any time. Disciple will never lag behind senior sister. Seeing that Yi Feng didn't reply, Yi Lingxue started to fill in his mind again. Snap. Hearing this, Yi Feng also covered his forehead with his right hand in a state of collapse. After not seeing him for a while, he had forgotten that this second disciple had all kinds of imaginary habits. Elder Chu, what are you doing again? Seeing Chu Hongshan suddenly pull his right arm out of his sleeve, and then directly throw up the empty sleeve, Yi Feng was also confused. Young Master Yi, I know too much. But don't worry, I will never tell anyone anything I saw or heard these days. If I dare to tell anyone, you can summon him and cut me into pieces. Chu Hongshan hurriedly explained in panic, and even called Yi Feng Young Master Yi with Shantian continent as the chessboard. Even Tianji Pavilion is just a chess piece, and there is even a mysterious and unknown disciple. Chu Hongshan can no longer imagine what Yi Feng wants to do. Crazy. Hearing Chu Hongshan's words, combined with what Yi Lingxue just said, Yi Feng felt that he was going crazy. She was imagining it by herself, and you followed her imagination? Off. All off. Okay, since you are so willing to imagine, let's play together. Thinking of this, Yi Feng looked at Chu Hongshan with a sinister face and said directly, very good, I hope you can remember what you just said, otherwise, you know the consequences. Huh. Seeing Yi Feng's sinister side for the first time, Chu Hongshan was not afraid, but relieved. Fortunately, I reacted quickly, otherwise it would be really dangerous today. If anyone tells me that Yi Feng is just a simple prodigal son in the future, I will definitely fight him to the death. Chu Hongshan was also secretly thankful at this time. Lingxue, how are you going to explain this to Zhou Tong later? Seeing Chu Hongshan completely immersed in the play, Yi Feng didn't care anymore and looked directly at Yi Lingxue and asked. Master, don't worry, I will find a way to explain it to him later. Yes. Hearing this, Yi Feng didn't say anything more and took Chu Hongshan out of the room. The sect is transmitting. The sect is transmitting. This time Yi Feng didn't forget, but he finally gave up. If he gave the two system functions to Yi Lingxue, he felt that he would definitely be tortured crazy by the other party. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the task. Reward 300,000 loser points and reward 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner. 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner, a special spiritual weapon, which seals 10,000 evil spirits. All released can launch extremely terrifying soul attacks on the enemy. Constantly feeding with one's own blood can make the 10,000 evil spirits stronger. The stronger the power contained in the fed blood, the faster the 10,000 evil spirits will grow. It is a special growth-type spiritual weapon. Fuck. When Yi Feng learned about the situation of the 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner, he couldn't help but swear. He really didn't expect that he would be given a special reward for completing the task, but this special reward is definitely a magic weapon. Shouldn't this thing be used by big demons? Although it can be guessed from the system introduction that the 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner is definitely an extremely powerful magic weapon, and it may even be upgraded to the level of a magic fairy weapon if it is taken to the upper realm, but Yi Feng is a little disgusted by the fact that he has to use his own blood to feed it. Ding. Host, you have changed. When did you think of taking this kind of rubbish for yourself? Although you live a little poor in the early stage, your life will definitely get better in the future. When good things suitable for you appear, the system will remind the host. Hey, hearing the system's reminder, Yi Feng sighed, and then muttered to himself, it's been too hard for too long, I've already taken a fancy to this kind of rubbish. Although he thought so, Yi Feng felt bitter. You said that the fighting saint body was rubbish, and you also said that this 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner was rubbish, so why don't you give me something good? Chapter 106 Special Reward, Destruction Eyes, Ding. The system senses the host's current mood fluctuations and rewards destruction eyes *1. Destruction eyes, close your eyes and everything will come to life, open your eyes and everything will die. With the host's current realm, it can be used once a day. Numb. Feeling the numbness in my eyes at this moment, it seems that an inexplicable force is constantly merging into my eyes. System, you finally did something human. Although it is not clear what the power of the destruction eyes is, since it is a reward given by the system based on my current mood, it is definitely not an ordinary reward, not to mention that the realm only limits the number of uses, but does not affect the power of the destruction eyes. After a moment, when the tingling feeling disappeared, Yi Feng could clearly feel an unimaginable destructive force in his eyes. The feeling was extremely mysterious. Why doesn't Yi Shao leave? What should I do? I don't dare to ask. Yi Feng stood there in a daze for a long time, and was directly confused by Chu Hongshan. It's you. At this moment, Yi Feng's eyes suddenly turned to a 100-meter high mountain in the distance. After determining the target, Yi Feng closed his eyes directly. At this moment, Chu Hongshan, who was standing by, didn't know why, but he actually felt an inexplicable sense of crisis from Yi Feng, and this sense of crisis made all the hairs on his body stand up. As Yi Feng slowly opened his eyes, an invisible force of destruction burst out from his eyes that were like black holes. Silently. In just less than a second, Yi Feng closed his eyes again, and when he opened them again, his eyes had returned to their original state. What? Are you blinded? Seeing Yi Feng blinking his eyes after being stunned, Chu Hongshan was also confused by Yi Feng's operation, and even began to doubt whether the sense of crisis he just felt was an illusion. Damn. Where is the 100-meter high mountain just now? However, when Chu Hongshan looked in the direction where Yi Feng was looking, he was horrified to find that the 100-meter high mountain in the distance was gone. It just disappeared out of thin air. Fear. After being shocked, Chu Hongshan looked at Yi Feng again with endless fear in his eyes. He opened and closed his eyes, and the mountain was gone. If this thing hit him, would he also disappear directly? Thinking of this, Chu Hongshan's body trembled uncontrollably. He had never heard of such a terrifying power. 10,000 golden armor guards who played with the heavenly Dao Thunder Tribulation as toys. One-armed madman. The second disciple lurking in the Tianji pavilion to seize power. The mysterious and unknown eldest disciple. The terrifying power that can destroy a mountain with one glance. Is this a pure prodigal? Elder Chu, you have worked hard all the way. I will give you this 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner. Seeing the power of the destruction god's eye, Yi Feng was also very happy. He casually gave the 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner he had just obtained to Chu Hongshan. As long as he was not a demon cultivator, it would be the same to give it to anyone. Drop blood to recognize the master. This is a growing spiritual weapon. After going to the upper realm, it may be able to advance to an immortal weapon. It is definitely a rare treasure. Hearing Yi Feng's words, looking at the long black banner in his hand, Chu Hongshan half believed and half doubtedly completed the blood recognition. However, just when Chu Hongshan had just completed the blood recognition, a series of piercing screams suddenly sounded, and then, one after another, evil spirits with hideous faces flew out of the 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner. Hiss! After a moment, when Chu Hongshan and Yi Feng saw a huge ferocious ghost face formed by the souls of thousands of evil spirits in the air, they all couldn't help but gasp. From a distance, it was a huge ferocious ghost face, but if you look closely, you can see countless densely packed evil spirits in the ferocious ghost face. This scene is definitely a nightmare for people with intensive phobia. This is not a magic spirit weapon. Which big devil actually killed tens of thousands of people and created this 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner? Chu Hongshan was going crazy when he found out that this was actually a magic spirit weapon. Although he had killed many people, he would never kill innocent people indiscriminately. Elder Chu, you have picked up a bargain. These 10,000 evil spirits, each of them was once a big devil who slaughtered hundreds of billions of lives. From now on, you only need to feed them with your own blood every day, and their strength will continue to grow. At that time, they will definitely become a trump card in your hand. Yifeng also said some information he had just learned from the system at this time. Hearing this, Chu Hongshan instantly revealed an extremely excited look. If this is the case, then he will not have any psychological pressure to use this 10,000 souls bloodthirsty banner. As for how strong the big devil who slaughtered hundreds of billions of lives is, Chu Hongshan doesn't care at all. Now in his heart, no matter how strong you are just tadpoles in front of Yifeng. Elder Chu, what are you doing again? Seeing Chu Hongshan waving the bloodthirsty banner of 10,000 souls in his left hand and the heaven-level furnace cauldron in his right hand, Yifeng couldn't help but smile bitterly. How could a good physical cultivator become like this? 5 minutes later. Young Master Yi, aren't you going back with me? Leaving the mountain where the Black Demon cult was located, Chu Hongshan was also surprised when he heard Yifeng's words. I still have something to deal with, you go back first. Looking at Chu Hongshan who was leaving, Yifeng said to the system, I am going to the secret space of Tianhen sect now, let Yi come out to send me there. Ding. It is recommended that the host go there at night. At present, the heads of the major sects are placing cultivation resources in the secret space. Hearing the reminder of the system, Yifeng also sat down next to a rock to rest. Tianhen sect hall. Is everything arranged? Tianhen sect master Chen Jingfeng looked at the old man beside him and asked. Master, everyone has been arranged. After the leaders of the major sects leave the secret realm, our people will start to search for all the cultivation resources. One night is enough to find all the cultivation resources and send them to the demon-suppressing cave. The old man said with a hint of excitement. 100 years of planning. Finally, the day has come for the heavenly demon ancestor to break the seal. It's ridiculous that the people from those sects still want to snatch the cultivation resources by their own ability. When the old demon breaks the seal, they will either surrender or be exterminated. No one can stop the rise of my Tianhen sect. At this point, Chen Jingfeng couldn't help but laugh. No one knows that the real purpose of the Secret Realm sect competition held by Tianhen sect every 6 months is to plunder the cultivation resources and send them to the demon cave, but only 70% is plundered each time, and a soup will be left for the other sects, but this time, even the soup is not going to be left. Chapter 107, 200 Soul Balls, the richest moment. It's getting close to dusk. In the outer residential area of Tianhen sect, a large number of disciples and leaders from various sects who came to participate in the Secret Realm sect competition gathered here. In a guest room. Brother Shui, can we not participate? I'm afraid that all the cultivation resources here are not worth a sudden enlightenment pill. We really don't like those broken cultivation resources. Chen Haoyu said with disdain. The other 4 Tianjiao and Leng Wufeng also nodded after hearing this, expressing the same idea. Instead of participating in this crappy sect competition, it is better to continue taking the marrow cleansing pills in the sect. It can be said that under the influence of Yifeng's crazy squandering behavior and giving them all kinds of good things, ordinary things are really not in their eyes now. Do you think I am willing to come? We are both monsters, but that dog enjoys good food and drink every day in the sect, while I am treated like a cow and a horse, and I am still wronged. Thinking of the elders of the sect who colluded to make it, a monster, a protector, every time I think of this blood-sucking mantis, I feel that I am not as good as a dog. I don't know if my junior brother can arrive early tomorrow morning. Let's just go through the motions. Anyway, I will find a place to eat the marrow cleansing pill after I go in. I don't have so much time to look for those broken cultivation resources. After saying that, Chen Haoyu left the residence of the blood-sucking mantis. The other four Tianjiao and Leng Wufeng also left the room. Because of Chen Haoyu's reminder just now, they plan to do the same tomorrow. Master, when will you come back? It's so boring to be in the sect without you. Seeing the few people leaving, the blood-sucking mantis also missed Yi Feng. Night falls, after midnight. Yi Feng felt as if someone was pushing him. When he opened his eyes dazedly, he saw Yi standing respectfully in front of him. Is it time? Then take me there. Yi Feng, who had come to his senses, said directly to Yi. My lord, we are already in the secret realm. I will take my leave first. When Yi was about to step into the space crack, he looked at a cave not far away. A hint of expectation flashed in his eyes, and he murmured to himself, if a person wants to succeed, he must learn to create opportunities for himself. The cave in the entire secret realm is a little dangerous. I must seize this opportunity. Thinking of the fact that he threw the tracking mother and child insect from the young master of Jingyue Villa to Yi Feng just to be able to perform again, who would have thought that a series of chain reactions would occur in the end, and he would become the first prodigal guard given a name by Yi Feng. This made him realize that he must constantly create opportunities to show himself without endangering Yi Feng's safety. Today's prodigal product has been refreshed. It's already past midnight? When Yi Feng found that today's prodigal product had been refreshed, he realized that he seemed to have slept a little too long. Today's prodigal product, Soul Ball * 200 Soul Ball, contains extremely pure soul power. It is a special item created by cultivators who specialize in soul with their powerful soul day after day. Cultivators who specialize in soul? Spiritual attack? After learning about the situation of the prodigal product, Yi Feng also showed a trace of doubt. Ding. Remind the host that soul cultivators mainly cultivate their own souls, so they can burst out extremely terrifying mental attacks. The means of attack are mysterious and extremely powerful. Ding. Remind the host that the pure soul power in the soul ball can not only replenish the soul power consumed by soul cultivators in battle, but is also extremely important for weapon refiners, alchemists, talisman masters, array masters, etc. After hearing the system's explanation, Yi Feng roughly understood it. System, using one opportunity to spy on the secrets of heaven, how many locations with cultivation resources can be obtained at most? Yi Feng did not forget that the purpose of coming in early this time was to get all the cultivation resources in advance, leaving only a little at the end, and destroying all the rest. Ding. Host, you only need to use one opportunity. At present, all the cultivation resources in the secret realm are in one place. All in one place? Master is right. This Tianyang sect is really a dog. It really does these sneaky things behind the scenes. Thinking of this, Yi Feng felt that it was time for him to represent the light to uphold justice. System, use the spying function once to check where all the cultivation resources are currently. Ding. Consume one opportunity to spy on the secrets of heaven. The location is in the cave 300 meters north of the host. Hearing the system's answer, Yi Feng looked directly in the direction of the cave. Yi, you are the worm in my stomach, right? How do you know my target is here? Yi Feng doesn't believe that the system asked Yi to send him here directly, otherwise he wouldn't have wasted his chance to spy on the secrets, and he would have told him directly. That means this is the place Yi chose. As for whether it was a blind guess or not, Yi Feng didn't plan to think about it. Ding. Scanning detected an abnormal force ready to invade the host's soul, and the antivirus function automatically turned on. Yi Feng was also stunned when he heard the system suddenly sounded as soon as he entered the cave. Last time Zhou Tong used the Tianhen secret technique to try to spy on my fate, and the antivirus function automatically turned on. Now my soul is under inexplicable attack, and the antivirus function has also turned on automatically. I have to study this antivirus function carefully when I have time. Thinking of this, Yifeng continued to walk deeper into the cave. This walk surprised Yifeng greatly. He really didn't expect that the cave was so deep, and it seemed to extend underground all the time. 1, 2, 3. In a brightly lit cave underground, an old man with messy hair was counting the soul balls in front of him with an excited look. 200. Although it has been sealed for 200 years, it is worth it to be able to refine these 200 soul balls. Looking at the neatly arranged soul balls in front of him, which were the size of ping-pong balls, the old man felt that this was definitely the richest moment of his life. There are still people? Just when the old man was enjoying the rich moment, a suspicious voice startled him, and he immediately put all the 200 soul balls in front of him into the space ring as a conditioned reflex. Looking at the young man opposite with a puzzled look, the old man was also confused at this time. There is an extremely powerful formation here. If people inside want to go out or people outside want to come in, they will be attacked by the formation, even though he was a soul cultivator at the 9th level of the crossing tribulation realm who had withstood 9 heavenly thunder tribulations, and even though he could ascend to the upper realm at any time as long as he could leave this demon-suppressing cave, he could not resist the mental attack of this formation. As a result, someone actually came in as if nothing had happened. How could he not be shocked? Chapter 108 Enjoy the fun of losing money. Who are you? How did you get in? After being shocked, the old man looked at Yifeng with a serious expression and asked directly. I'm a man. You just walked in like this. Hearing the old man's question, Yifeng also answered directly. Just walked in like this? Do you really think the formation doesn't exist? Wait. Is the formation invalid? Thinking of this, the old man ran towards the cave entrance with a touch of excitement. Is that power imprisoning this old man? Checking that the antivirus function has been turned on, Yifeng knew that he was actually being attacked by an inexplicable force every moment. 2 minutes later. The old man walked back with a pale face, looking at Yifeng with endless anger in his eyes. Fuck it. Not only did it not fail, but the power of the formation had reached its peak at this moment. If he hadn't reacted quickly, it would definitely not be just a slight injury to his soul. System, use the function of spying on the heaven's secrets to check who this old man is. Looking at the old man who returned, Yifeng directly gave the system an order. Ding. Consume the opportunity to spy on the heaven's secrets. Ding. The old man's name is Xiaochen, nicknamed the Heavenly Demon Ancestor. He is a soul cultivator at the 9th level of the tribulation realm who has survived 9 heavenly thunder tribulations. If he were not trapped by the formation, he could ascend to the upper realm at any time. Ding. Xiaochen offended Ding Yi, the direct disciple of the Golden Will Emperor of the upper realm 200 years ago, and was directly sealed in the demon cave in this secret realm by the projection of the Golden Will Emperor, so that he could not ascend to the upper realm until his death. Yifeng was also shocked when he heard the information given by the system. He never thought that the old man in front of him, who looked like a beggar, was actually a soul cultivator who could ascend at any time. Soul cultivator? After being shocked, Yifeng quickly noticed the identity of the other party's soul cultivator. Since the other party was a soul cultivator, then it should be considered a waste to use the soul ball in front of the other party. Thinking of this, Yifeng even forgot about the purpose of collecting cultivation resources, and planned to spend all the spoils of today first. Senior, do you know the soul ball? Yifeng looked at the furious Xiaochen and asked directly. No, Hearing this question, Xiaochen showed disdain and took out a soul ball the size of a ping-pong ball from his space ring and said proudly, "Not only do I know, I still have a lot in my hand." Realizing that Yifeng was only at the peak of the 9th level of the foundation building realm, no matter why Yifeng could ignore the power of the formation here, Xiaochen knew that Yifeng could not pose any threat to him at all. After being lonely for 200 years, Yifeng happened to ask about the soul ball. If he didn't show off his wealth, wouldn't it be a shame for the question? Yifeng asked. "Is this the soul ball? But I saw that the other party had a lot of such soul balls before, so how could I spend the soul ball?" Seeing the soul ball in Xiaochen's hand, Yifeng felt the thorny situation for the first time. However, when Yifeng took out a soul ball, both of them were stunned. After looking at the soul ball the size of a ping-pong ball in his hand and the soul ball the size of a basketball in Yifeng's hand, Xiaochen was going crazy. Why is his soul ball only the size of a ping-pong ball? It's not that he doesn't want to continue to increase it, but with his soul power, the limit can only reach that size, otherwise he wouldn't have made as many as 200. The size of a soul ball can actually represent the strength of a soul cultivator's soul. And his soul ball the size of a ping-pong ball is already the limit of Tianhen continent. Now suddenly seeing a soul ball the size of a basketball is simply a shock to his cognition. Fuck, this guy almost succeeded in showing off his wealth in front of me. Looking at Xiaochen, who was stunned on the opposite side, Yifeng couldn't help laughing. He felt that the system would never let him down. No. Seeing Yifeng suddenly throw the soul ball up, Xiaochen on the opposite side also cried out in surprise. Snap. With a sound like a balloon being punctured, the basketball-sized soul ball instantly shattered after falling to the ground, and countless pure soul powers began to dissipate between heaven and earth. Are you crazy? If the soul ball is not protected by spiritual power, it will break with a little impact. Do you know how precious the soul ball that just broke is? Looking at the soul ball that completely disappeared, although it was not his own, Xiaochen felt that his heart was bleeding, and he couldn't help but roared at Yifeng loudly. No matter how precious this soul ball is, can we still take it out? Because I also offended that Ding Yi, and ended up being brought in by the projection clone of the Golden Will Emperor. Instead of letting these soul balls be buried with us, it is better to make full use of them and bring us some fun. At this time, Yifeng suddenly thought of a fun thing. With the information given by the system, he directly began to make up a lie. What? You were also. Hearing Yifeng's words, Xiaochen was also shocked, and then smiled with relief. No wonder you were able to come in. I said that the formation that guy set up, how could anyone on Tianhen continent ignore it? Being able to say the name of the Golden Will Emperor, Xiaochen has completely believed what Yifeng said. That Dingy is really a dog. He hasn't ascended to the upper realm in 200 years. If there is a chance to escape, even if he is sealed again, I will do everything I can to kill him. At this time, Xiaochen's eyes were full of murderous intent. By the way, what do you mean by using these soul balls to bring some fun? At this time, Xiaochen looked directly at Yifeng and asked, curiously. Peng. As Yifeng released the earth spirit power, a soil net about 2 meters and 4 meters high instantly condensed between the two people. What is this? Seeing the strange earth net blocking the two people, Xiaochen also showed a confused look. Use both hands to bless the soul ball with spiritual power. If it fails to hit the earth net or fails to catch it and falls to the ground, then the opponent will get 1 point. Let's see who gets the higher score in the end. Hearing Yifeng's words, Xiaochen's eyes lit up. He never dreamed that the soul ball could be played like this. However, Xiaochen soon realized a problem. If he played like this, every time he scored, he would destroy a soul ball. Although he wanted to try this wasteful way of playing, he didn't have that many soul balls. Just as Xiaochen was about to tell Yifeng about this problem, he saw another basketball-sized soul ball appear in Yifeng's hand. Enjoy the fun of squandering money. I still have 199 of these things, enough for us to play with for a while. As he said this, Yifeng threw the soul ball in his hand high up, then bent his legs and jumped up suddenly, and hit the soul ball out with his right hand that was blessed with spiritual power. Chapter 109. You are a devil. Don't you want to play with me like this? Ha ha ha. I got a point first. Seeing that Yifeng did not receive the soul ball after persisting for 5 rounds, Zhan also laughed triumphantly, not caring about the broken soul ball at all. 2. 3. 50. It was unknown how long it took, but the two of them successfully squandered 199 basketball-sized soul balls with excitement. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully consuming today's wasteful product, rewarded with 1000 wasteful points and soul balls *1000. This soul ball is consumed in a wasteful way and does not earn wasteful points. I was rewarded with another 1000 soul balls? After hearing the system's reminder, Yifeng was also stunned, but he was not going to continue to waste soul balls. No more? Seeing that the score recorded on the side stopped at 99 to 100, Zhan felt uncomfortable instantly. He didn't expect that he would lose 1 point in the end. No, it's not fun enough, let's continue. Zhan looked at Yifeng and said anxiously. But there are no soul balls. Yifeng was extremely speechless when he saw Zhan still wanting to play. I am spending money, but you are still addicted to playing? You have no more, but I have. As he said that, Zhan took out all the 200 soul balls the size of table tennis balls that he had accumulated for 200 years, covered them with a layer of spiritual power, and placed them all on the ground. My soul ball is a little small. Can you see if there are other ways to play with my small soul ball? Zhan found that his small soul ball could not be played with the rough-hitting method at all, so he directly placed his hope on Yifeng. After a while. What is this? Looking at a long earthen table condensed by earth's spiritual power, with a palm-high earthen net in the middle of the earthen table, Zhan was instantly interested. Use the palm as a paddle. I call this sport a table tennis competition. After Yifeng demonstrated to Zhan how to hit and some basic rules, Zhan couldn't wait to start the second competition with Yifeng. I don't know how much time has passed. When the last soul ball fell to the ground and shattered, the table tennis competition came to an end. Awesome! Awesome! In 200 years, this is the happiest day for me. Zhan sat on the ground panting, but his face was full of smiles, even though he still lost the final table tennis competition. Boy, it has to be you. You are right, no matter how precious this soul ball is, if you can't take it out, it will be a burial object. It is better to exchange it for some fun. Today is definitely the most wasteful day for me, but it is definitely the happiest day. Zhan looked at Yifeng on the side and said with a big laugh. But we will be bored again for the next 100 years. This secret realm will be closed for 100 years and then opened for 100 years, and it will continue in this cycle. You don't know, this time a sect called Tianhen sect got the key to open the secret realm. After learning that the people in this sect were not good people, I casually gave them a few sets of Earth-level top-grade exercises and martial arts, and lied that I was the ancestor of the heavenly demon. As long as I continued to send me cultivation resources, I could help me break the seal, and promised that after breaking the seal, I would become the guardian elder of their sect and lead their sect to become one of the top sections. Today is the last day I promised to break the seal. It's ridiculous that they actually sent all the cultivation resources to me this time. How could they know that after the early morning of tonight, everyone in the secret realm will be forcibly teleported out, and the secret realm keys in their hands will disappear, and the entire secret realm will be completely closed until 100 years later? At this time, Zhan suddenly thought of something interesting and told Yifeng in detail. Hearing this, Yifeng couldn't believe his ears. So the Secret Realm sect competition held by Tianhen sect was not for their sect to take advantage of the opportunity to plunder cultivation resources, but all of them were sent to you? I heard your nickname is the Heavenly Demon Ancestor, and I thought you were a big devil, but it turned out that you made it up. Yifeng felt that he was already very good at playing, but he didn't expect that Xiaochen was even better at playing. Others played for a while, but you played them for 100 years? Such a top-notch soul cultivator must be taken away no matter what. Thinking of this, Yifeng looked directly at Xiaochen and asked, Senior, is there no way to crack the formation in this demon cave? Crack? Hearing Yifeng's words, Xiaochen couldn't help laughing, and pointed directly at a fist-sized pure white crystal stone embedded in the rock and soil above his head and said, that is the eye of the formation. As long as the eye of the formation can be destroyed, the formation will collapse. But don't think too much. In the past 200 years, I have tried countless times. The eye of the formation is protected by a powerful barrier. You can't even touch it, let alone destroy it. Since the Golden Will Emperor dared to put the eye of the formation in the open, he didn't worry that someone would be able to destroy it. Xiaochen looked at Yifeng, who was eager to try, and shook his head and smiled bitterly to persuade him. I don't know if the destruction eye can destroy the things of the Upper Emperor. Thinking of this, Yifeng ignored Xiaochen's persuasion and closed his eyes directly to prepare to use the destruction eye. Stare. As Yifeng suddenly opened his eyes, a breath of destruction flashed in his eyes like black holes. Gone. After closing his eyes and opening them again, Yifeng saw that the pure white crystal on his head had disappeared, and a hint of excitement appeared on his face, which made him know that his eye of destruction could easily destroy even the things from the upper realm. Gone? Xiaochen, who was waiting to see Yifeng's joke, saw that the array eye embedded in the rock and soil on his head suddenly disappeared, and his eyes almost popped out of his head. Impossible. This is absolutely impossible. With an unbelievable look, Xiaochen ran towards the cave entrance again. He wanted to personally verify whether the array really disappeared. Bang! When Xiaochen walked out of the demon-suppressing cave unimpeded, he was like a puppet who had lost his soul, and his body limply knelt directly on the ground. Senior, we finally escaped from the demon-suppressing cave, why are you not happy at all? Yifeng, who ran out from behind, saw Xiaochen's lost soul at this time, and asked in great confusion. You are a devil. Although I don't know how you did it, since you can destroy the array core, you should tell me earlier. 200 years, the soul ball I spent 200 years to refine day and night is all gone. Thinking back to the time when he used the soul ball like a ping-pong ball like a fool, he wanted to chop off his right hand that was a loser. Chapter 110 I just want to die, joining the Xinghuan sect won't be a problem, right? Upper Realm, Golden Will Palace. A burly man in a golden Taoist robe suddenly opened his eyes full of endless astonishment. In the small lower realm, someone can actually break my soul-devouring array? Interesting, it's really interesting. Shantian Continent, soul-destroying valley. Under a golden tree more than 10 meters high, a sturdy middle-aged man slowly opened his eyes, and a playful smile gradually appeared on his face. I didn't expect that Xiaochen could actually escape from Master's soul-devouring formation. However, I, Ding Yi, am not the Ding Yi of 200 years ago. With this 3,000-year-old golden soul Holy Spirit tree, my Golden Will Emperor soul skill has already broken through to a new level. Thinking of being beaten by Xiaochen 200 years ago, which made him lose face in front of Master, he hated Xiaochen to the core, and now, the opportunity for revenge has come. In the secret realm. In other words, in fact, you discovered the Golden Soul Holy Spirit tree first, and you have been practicing there for a month, but when the other party came, you wanted to take it for yourself, and in the end you couldn't beat you and just called for help. After hearing Xiaochen's explanation of the cause and effect of being sealed by the Golden Will Emperor, Yifeng continued to say with great approval, yes, this plot is right, this is the plot that the fantasy world should have. The plot is right? I was sealed for 200 years, you said this plot is right? If I wasn't a soul cultivator and could refine soul balls to kill time, I'm afraid someone else would have gone crazy. Soul balls? Damn. Thinking of soul balls, Xiao Chen's face showed a pained look again. 200 soul balls, if he hadn't just wasted money, he would definitely be the most handsome guy among the countless soul cultivators in the entire Xiantian continent. By the way, Yifeng, do you have a sect? Trying not to think about the soul balls, Xiaochen looked at Yifeng and asked seriously. I was just thinking about how to get a top-notch person like you to the sect. Are you going to take the bait yourself? Hearing Xiaochen's words, Yifeng was also a little surprised. Old Xiao, I do have a sect, but it is a small sect that was just founded. There are less than 10 disciples now, and the strength of the sect master is only at the peak of the 9th level of the Yuanshan realm. Yifeng didn't know whether Xiaochen really wanted to join his sect, so he simply answered briefly. Okay. I am a soul cultivator at the peak of the 9th level of the tribulation realm who has survived 9 heavenly thunder tribulations. It should be enough to be an elder in your sect. Hearing Yifeng's words, Xiaochen's eyes lit up and he quickly expressed his thoughts. Are you still rushing to come? Seeing Xiaochen's eager look, Yifeng was also confused. This was different from what he thought. Old Xiao, now that we are out of trouble, aren't you going to seek revenge on Ding Yi? And you can ascend at any time, aren't you going to ascend to the upper realm? Yifeng looked at Xiaochen and asked the doubts in his heart. You eavesdropped on my thoughts? Hearing this, Xiaochen was so frightened that he took several steps back. He had learned in the demon-suppressing cave that Yifeng had offended Ding Yi and was here. He had thought about seeking revenge on him if he could escape, but that was just a thought. At that time, he had no hope of escaping. Now that he had finally escaped, unless he was kicked in the head by a donkey, how could he seek revenge on Ding Yi? Did he think that being sealed for 200 years was not long enough? God damn it, eavesdropping on your thoughts. Is it that I eavesdrop on the thoughts of thousands of girls on the continent, and eavesdrop on the thoughts of you, an old man? Yifeng stared at Xiaochen, who was terrified, with a dark face, and was so angry that he couldn't say a word. I won't seek revenge on Ding Yi, and I don't plan to ascend. If I am caught by Emperor Jinluan, it will definitely be worse than now. It's better to die in Xiantian continent. Seeing Yifeng with a dark face, Xiaochen realized that he seemed to have thought too much, so he looked at Yifeng and explained. System, this Xiaochen is a big man who can ascend. Now he wants to join Xinghuan sect as an elder. As the eldest disciple of my master and the future heir of the sect, it's not too much to give him a gift of 1 million low-grade spirit crystals. After hearing Xiaochen's explanation, Yifeng also asked the system directly. At the beginning, each of the 5 great ancestors of Xingji sect was given 1 million top-grade spirit stones as a gift, and Xiaochen's strength was far stronger than the 5 great ancestors. Yifeng felt that this number should be about the same. Ding. The number is within the range of a spendthrift. It's done. Hearing the system's reminder, Yifeng also laughed. He hadn't actively triggered the wasteful behavior for a long time. Mr. Xiao, as the master's direct disciple, I will make the decision on behalf of the master. As he said, Yifeng handed a space ring containing 1 million low-grade spirit crystals to Xiaochen. This is, Xiaochen, full of doubts, took the space ring. When he saw the dense low-grade spirit crystals inside, he looked at Yifeng with wide eyes, full of shock and confusion. Mr. Xiao, these 1 million low-grade spirit crystals are your welcome gift to the sect. I hope you don't despise them. Yifeng looked at Xiaochen with eyes wide open and explained with a smile. That golden soul holy spirit tree seems to be very helpful to Xiaochen. When I return to the sect, I will use the spirit wood jar to open 109,000-year-old golden soul holy spirit trees to build a house and courtyard for him. At that time I will definitely make another fortune. After all, if you spend anything you open with the jar, you can get a lot of spending points. Looking at Xiaochen, who was completely stunned, Yifeng had already prepared a second gift for him. What kind of immortal sect is this? The gift is only 1 million low-grade spirit crystals? Xiaochen looked at the space ring in his hand and couldn't believe it was true. You know, these are low-grade spirit crystals. Although they have an exchange rate with top-grade spirit stones, they are all produced in the Tiandao battlefield. He has never seen such a large amount of low-grade spirit crystals in his life. I just want to find an inconspicuous sect to live in until death. There shouldn't be any accidents when joining this kid's sect, right? At this time, Xiaochen felt a little uneasy. No, I'd better change another sect. This guy is too abnormal. He destroyed the soul-devouring array before, and I still don't understand how he did it. Thinking of this, Xiaochen looked at Yifeng and smiled. Yifeng, I just thought about it. I am lazy by nature and have been free all my life. As for joining a sect. Just when Xiaochen was about to say that joining a sect might not be the life I want, he saw 2 basketball-sized soul balls suddenly appear on Yifeng's hands, which instantly changed his mind and continued, I can't wait to join a sect. I feel it's time to have a home.